So, Iranian retaliation against Israel after the assassination of a Hamas political leader appears to be imminent. But it's been like this for the past 2 weeks. So much threat, but no actual show of force yet. Let's turn to Dr. Paik Seunghoon this morning. It's good to have you back.
Thank you for having me to your show.
So, why is it that Iran is yet to take any action against Israel yet?
A spokesman for Iran's foreign minister, Nasser Khanan, said that it is necessary to punish Israel, which was in lining with the comments from other senior Iranian officials. But he also said that Tehran is not interested in escalating the regional conflict. There are reasons of this articulated rhetoric that there will be retaliation, but it will be limited one. So the new Iranian president, Pezeshkian, have not yet finished forming his cabinet members, including the foreign minister. He has selected who he wanted to be on the position, but it is yet to be approved. So it is likely to have slow internal deliberations on the attack on Israel. And on top of that, Iranian President Pezeshkian, who is seen as a reformist, may try to balance a perceived need to project strength with his government's broader interest in elevating the efforts of Western economic sanction and in preventing Iran from becoming further isolated internationally. It is witnessed in the gestures of Pezeshkian, who openly requests the Supreme Leader Khamenei that the escalation should not go on a full-scale confrontation. So if you recall the presidential campaign of Pezeshkian, he had solely focused on his agendas on economic reform, including lifting off the sanction that has imposed on Iran. So for Pezeshkian, the retaliation has to be carefully calibrated in order to keep the possibility of with the West that could lead to potential sanction relief. So there is a high possibility that the military response would be staged to be viewed as a largely symbolic retaliation. So it is taking the time. Because they have to make the calibration.
Definitely. And, you know, some say the attacks will come in the coming days. It's been saying that. And some say right before the ceasefire talks that are set to take place on the 15th. Dr. Beck, what's your take on the timing of Iran's show of force then?
I'm very sorry that I could not give a clear-cut answer to this, but because firstly, I do not have the crystal ball, and secondly, Iran's decision-making process on the retaliation is happening in the total black box. So, but I would like to point out from the military strategy standpoint. So, to make a successful military operation, security of information is the key. So, it is one-on-one of military strategy. So media has been releasing the information that August 12 or 13, which is the Tisha B'Av, the saddest day on the Jewish calendar, because it is the day that destruction of the Holy Temple and Iran will making the head on that particular period. And U.S. government are saying that has warned that there are a high chance of Iranian attack before August 15th, the scheduled ceasefire negotiations on Hamas and Israel. But this information is all out, and U.S. finished their reinforcement by sending Abraham Lincoln aircraft carrier, strategic nuclear submarine, and a full F-22 squadron to the Middle East. And if that is the case, why Iran take the risk? If we go back to what had happened in April this year, when Iran consulate in Syria was hit by Israel, all media was on predicting Iran retaliation will happen, that Laylat al-Qadr, which is night of power, the day of Ramadan month. But we all know the result. Iran did make their move by direct strike on Israel, but it wasn't that particular date. So Iran will choose the D-Day when they feel it will maximize their purpose and their national interest. So it will happen 12 or 13th, 15th. I mean, the information is all spilled. So it is highly unlikely that Iran will choose that day for their D-Day.
Well, let's say the attacks do take place. Then how powerful or devastating will these attacks be? I mean, will it attempt to kill a significant Israeli figure like Israel is suspected of doing so?
So no one can tell what will be the harsh revenge that Iran's top leadership, Ayatollah Khamenei, had promised. But it won't be full-scale war. The retaliation will be calibrated. And since it is not only Haniyeh who've been killed, but also field general of Hezbollah, Sukur, was assassinated, it is likely that substantial attack will be performed by the axis of resistance. So it could be killing Israel military or government personnel is the possible option because it is eye for an eye. And any asymmetry limited warfare is a possible scenario using drone, missile, and agent, the secret agent, to not only assassinate important personnel, but make a damage on the symbolic facility, such as the Mossad branch and some of the military headquarters that kind of gave the green light to assassinate Haniyeh and Sukur, are probably most likely option that Iran will gonna attack.
Then how will Israel respond to these Iranian attacks? I mean, it appears that Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu is having some, his own trouble with his country's defense minister. What's going on there?
So same as usual, they will retaliate, but it won't be as Prime Minister Netanyahu had said in public. Three-front total war against Houthi, Hezbollah, Iran, and strong preemptive strike in Iran mainland and deploying its full force on Lebanon. Because currently, Israel leadership does not have the political and economic resource to make this hard drive, unless there's a big outside push, such as, successful Iran attack, killing many of Israel's citizens. And Defense Minister Yoav Gallant reportedly called Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu's promise of absolute victory in the ongoing war as gibberish. He kind of said it and made a statement. It is what it is. I mean, Israel had spent tons of money and have not even finished military operation on Hamas in Gaza. But is Netanyahu saying that he will make an absolute victory against axis of resistance, even if it means opening three-front war with them? It's almost impossible test. That's why Gallant are kind of saying, because he's a general. He was once a general of Israel Defense Forces, and he knew it's almost impossible task to do that. That's why many of experts are claiming that Netanyahu wants prolonged conflict in order to buy his time for his regime survival. So that's why it's creating a lot of mess in an internal domestic politics of Israel.
Alrighty, Dr. Paik, thank you so much for your thorough analysis. As always, you have a wonderful day.
Thank you.